Hello, Social Welfare Policy and Services class. I wanted to kind of do a little welcome intro for you. You do have my slides already posted onto Blackboard, but I wanted to at least give an opportunity to let you see me. You can put a face with a name for your instructor for this semester for this class as we go through everything. And I just want to kind of give you a background about myself a little bit. I know you already are starting to post and will be posting your intros onto Blackboard and the discussion postings. But I just want to kind of do a run through and give you an opportunity to at least have a visual with me to kind of get a feel for my teaching philosophy and how I would like for the course to go this semester. And so again, welcome to the course. We have a full class online. And as you'll see with the introductions, we have a vast background of experiences with our students, some coming that are already working in the profession. Some have been out there for many years. Some are just starting. Some will be starting soon. Some are coming back to school. So you have a good classroom online where students will be able to interact during our discussion boards so we can learn from each other. You can learn from me. I can learn from you and share knowledge. And that's really what going to school and higher education is about. A little bit about my background. Again, I'm Antwan Williams. I oversee communications, community outreach, admissions, recruiting, special events, marketing for the School of Social Work here at UTA. I've been here a little over almost 3 years now. I'm a retired Army Lieutenant Colonel. I kind of threw up these 3 pictures. I know we got this aging challenge going on 12, 10, 5 years, 2 years ago to put up there. So you can get a background with me. So I've been teaching here for the last 3 years. I also teach at Paul Quinn College as well as an adjunct professor. I teach the social welfare policy classes here because of my background, primarily in my legal background and my military experience working in the Pentagon and for a member of Congress. So my daughter here, born in St. Louis, raised in Louisiana and been all over the world. My background, I have a bachelor's degree in journalism from Southern University, master's degree in international relations, and a master's in journalism from University of Maryland. I also have a law degree from Washington, D.C., George Washington University in Washington, D.C. My professional career, like I mentioned, retired Army Lieutenant Colonel. I served 25 years in the military, primarily working in communications, public affairs, public relations, public policy, public security, national security. Also was an inspector general. I worked for the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff as a public affairs officer and was in the Pentagon during 9/11. I also worked on the Army headquarters staff as a public affairs officer, worked for Representative Brian Higgins, who is a member of Congress right now. He's a Democrat from Buffalo, New York. I worked for him as an Army communications associate, doing public policy, drafting policy papers, and doing research for him and his staff. I've been teaching in higher education for 17 years. I taught at Mount St. Mary's College in Newburgh, New York, which is about 60 miles north of New York City. I taught communications. I taught law classes there for several years, and I taught at the Defense Information School and was also the department chair at the Defense Information School, where we taught public relations, public affairs, national security policy, one of many subjects. Also taught and worked at West Point as a public affairs officer. So my background and my research, I really am interested in military and veteran care and services, a lot of social policy issues. I am currently doing research now with 2 of our professors here in the School of Social Work and enjoy that quite a bit. I mentioned also that I'm currently as the manager. So my full-time job, my day job, I would say, is working here in the School of Social Work, overseeing the communications, community outreach, admissions, and recruiting here for the School of Social Work. One of the things I want to make sure that, although this is an online class, you can reach out to me. You have the email. You can send me a message through Blackboard. Anytime, if you have questions, have issues that come up. What I do ask, if you send me an email, I get quite a few emails with the classes teaching and with the full-time day job. But if you send me an email, if you haven't heard back, you didn't get a response back in about 24 hours, don't matter, go ahead and send me another email. You can also send me a text message, just say, hey, look, I sent you an email, could you please take a look at it. One of the things I do ask, because we are such a large class, is that please make sure you review the syllabus, review the instructions for that particular week in Blackboard, and then, of course, if you still have questions, obviously reach out to me as well. Later in class, if you want to make appointments with me, you're certainly welcome to do that. Just send me an email and make an appointment. I'm usually in the complex, the School of Social Work complex, Monday through Friday from 8:30 in the morning to about 5:30 in the evening. So if you're just in the social work complex building area, you're on campus, you just want to stop by, you're welcome to do that. My office is in Building B. That's that one-level building behind the main three-level building of the School of Social Work, Building B. We're on the south side, and you can just come in, you knock on the door, ring the doorbell, and you can come on in and meet with me there in my office in room 119. I can also set up with you online. We can do a Zoom, we can do FaceTime, web conferencing if you want to talk about issues and things that are coming up for you in the class. So I just want to do a quick syllabus overview. The syllabus is posted in Blackboard. These are just some of the highlights. There will be 11 discussion board postings. That includes this, the first discussion board posting, which is the intro. So you'll have 11 discussion board postings, total of 33%, so each are worth 3%. And how does the discussion board postings work? I will post some discussion questions or a particular assignment that you have to complete. You'll complete that assignment, you'll answer those discussion board questions. You have to create a post. You have to post first initially in Blackboard, so you'll see it. Each of the discussion board postings are connected to that particular week's module. So it'll be 11 discussion board postings for the 11 different weeks. You'll answer those, you'll create that post, answer the questions by midnight of that Sunday, and then you have 2 days to respond to at least 2 other students in the class. So for an example, the posting that may be due this Sunday, you'll complete the posting, submit all the information for the assignment, answer the questions primarily from the reading and from the lecture slides, or if there's also a video or videos associated with it for that week. You'll answer those questions, and then you're done with that part of it. And then after you have at least up to 2 days to post, respond substantively to 2 other students in your class. It's not just saying, hey, you had a nice post, but actually responding with quality information and answers about what your fellow students have posted. You'll have 2 days until Tuesday by midnight, that following Tuesday by midnight, to answer and respond to 2 of those postings, at least 2. You're free to do more, but at least those 2. And then that'll close it out for that particular discussion board assignment. And so then you'll go on for the next week after that, each week all the way up to the 11 weeks. So I just want to make sure you understand too, you cannot respond to other students until you've done your initial posting for that particular week. When you post to the board, then you'll be able to see the others and be able to respond to the other students in their postings. I ask you to also be respectful. This is kind of us doing the virtual classroom where you are in a classroom, a professor or instructor asks questions, you answer them, and then students respond to it. So that's how the discussion board postings are set up. We also will have 2 online quizzes. Please look at the dates in the syllabus. I'll also when I post the quizzes or turn them on, I'll send out an announcement that they're there. They're worth 24% of your grade. The quizzes are based upon the reading assignments, the discussion board postings, and the lecture slides. And there are 2 of them, one before the midterm and one after midterms will be due. And my quizzes are typically some multiple choice, true and false, and essay questions. And I ask for your essay questions. That's your opportunity to answer and put as much information out there you want based upon that question. So you write out in complete sentences, and you can thoroughly explain yourself in those responses to those 2 quizzes. Also in the class, we have what we call a city council town meeting paper. So this paper is less than 1,000 words, and I'll add additional instructions out there in Blackboard along with a grading rubric. So this assignment, you really have to attend a city council or a town meeting, something of the equivalent, and you're basically writing a report on what took place based upon the principles that we'll discuss in class, some of the advocacy and the issues that were raised, some of the political issues, some of the community issues, some of the social policy issues. And again, I'll add the grading rubric so you'll have time to work on that. If you have additional questions, you can also reach out to me for that assignment. And then the very big assignment for this class, the big one, it's the policy analysis paper. And it's divided into primarily 3 sections. So you'll do a proposal, and you'll submit that. And that proposal is basically a 1-page, and it outlines what you're going to do, the topic. I want to make sure that you've narrowed your topic down. You'll have an opportunity. You also have to list some of the references and sources that you've already started researching for this particular topic. The topic has to be based upon a current bill or act or one recently passed either at the federal level or at the state or local level. And you basically will be doing a policy analysis of that law, that bill, that act, that particular rule as it relates to either social policy, social welfare policy, or public policy. So you have a wide variety of areas to choose from. We just want to make sure you narrow that down to have a really good paper. So once your proposal is submitted and approved and I get back to you, you will adjust and then begin to start writing your policy paper. There will be a grading rubric posted to Blackboard, and you can follow that rubric on exactly the sections and how you will have your policy paper outlined. The readings will also help influence that as well and explain how to develop a policy paper. So the lecture slides and the videos and the paper on the grading rubric over the next few weeks, you'll have a better understanding of what the policy paper will be about. Just in general, though, it is about 6 to 8 pages long, and it's supposed to be written and will be written in APA style along with the references. So we'll work with you on that, meaning I'll work with you. We also have our writing office with Dr. Chris Kilgore. He also offers webinars, face-to-face presentations. You can view his presentations online. You can also reach out to him to also assist in developing the policy paper. You'll turn in a full draft. I will review the paper. I'll edit and grade it and provide comments and feedback to you, and then you'll have an opportunity about a month later to turn in the final paper. I have found this way to be very effective in helping people develop their writing skills. Doing it this way will prepare you for the research class. If you haven't taken it already, or you're going to be taking it next semester, or you're taking it now, it'll prepare you for future papers in the class because you'll get an opportunity to get feedback, timely feedback, to allow you to improve your paper and then to also have a better grade. When you turn in the proposal, when you turn in the draft, when you finally then turn and improve it and revise it and turn in the final paper, depending on how well you do in revising and turning in that final paper, though the draft and the proposal grades could go up as well. No final exam in the class. So you see the policy paper takes up more than a third of your assignment. And then you have the city council town meeting paper. You have the 2 quizzes. And then, of course, the class discussion engagement portion of the class. And so that'll wrap it up and take you through the whole class for it. One of the things, this kind of breaks down the major assignments, and you can just see it in the big picture. I do provide a variety of extra credit throughout the semester. One of the extra credit opportunities is meeting with Chris Kilgore, Dr. Chris Kilgore with our Writing Center, either virtually or in person to go over your paper. Or if you attend one of his presentations, either online or watch it, webinar, or you do it also in person, you receive extra credit. If you make an appointment with me and you want me to go over your paper and go over your assignment and help you with some areas and help work with you on references and I would do that, and that's extra credit, and that can be face-to-face, that can be, of course, telephone conference or a video web conference as well. We also have in the School of Social Work, we have a liaison to the UTA library, Brooke Troutman. You can find her information on the School of Social Work's website. Just click the drop-down link of the faculty staff, go in their staff, and you can go down and you'll see Brooke's information in the library. And she can help you on looking for resources and references and how to do that, either virtually online, or if you decide if you're close by to come on campus, she can do that as well to help you do research for your paper. So there's going to be a variety of sources out there. If you go into Blackboard, you'll see under the policy paper assignment and resources link, I've already posted quite a few resources and information for you about the policy paper that'll help you to start getting ready for it. So we'll be talking about it quite a bit. I'll be uploading a couple of other videos that will talk more in depth about the do's and don'ts, the pros and cons, the good and the bad with the policy paper and what to look for, so you will have a good semester and everything will go well for you. But these are the major assignments. And again, anytime you have questions, please reach out to me. Our required textbook is John McNutt and Richard Hofer's Social Welfare Policy Responding to a Changing World. And that's the 2016 edition. And it will include readings. We will also have select readings from Professor Popple's textbook. Those chapters will be placed on Blackboard for you to read, so you do not have to purchase that book. So for this week, reading chapter 1, next week reading chapter 2. Lecture slides are posted for both modules already, and the discussion board postings are out there for both modules. Week 1 for the intro, introducing yourself, and week 2 we'll have some discussion questions for you to answer for the discussion board posting. I also will be putting out there a link to a survey quiz. It's just to kind of give a feel for your political instincts background. It's anonymously. You take the quiz, and then you'll just be able to see overall what the class breakdown belief structure is. And sometimes those change over time during the semester. Finally, if you'll see in the intro lecture slides that I posted, there is a video called Impose Your Will. I like to show this at the beginning of all of my classes. I'm not going to play it now. It's a 7-minute video with Inky Johnson, and It's a good video I like to have people take a look at and have our students look at the beginning of the semester. Kind of sets the tone and pace for, you're going to run into some challenges this semester if you haven't already. And part of it is just pushing through, imposing your will and making sure you finish and come to the finish line and do well in this course and well in our program and well in school and in life. There's a lot of work-life, school-life balance, things that come into play. And this is just one of those motivating videos. And I encourage you to take a look at Impose Your Will with Inky Johnson. The other part too is about self-care. As social workers, many of us come into the career field, we're thinking about the career field because we want to help others. But oftentimes we come in the career field because of things that may have happened to us, and now we want to give back. And so we're still growing and having to deal with some of our challenges too. So one of the things social workers have a tendency to forget, and those who work in human resources areas, is to take care of themselves. So we want to encourage you to make sure you are doing self-care and you are taking care of yourself, and that's crucial in social work now, in education as you're going through it, and also when you're out in your career field, either working for an organization or in private practice as a social worker, to take care of yourself. We have the Office for Students with Disabilities. We also have the Counseling and Psychological Services, and ask you to always reach out to them if you need help. Your academic advisors all have MSW degrees. They're not only just to help you get registered for classes and advise you on your career options, they're there to also help you in dealing with things that may come up in your life. You know, things that get life, sometimes things get in the way in life, whether it's family personal issues or some issues you're having, challenges in school. So we ask you to reach out and make sure you're always taking care of yourself too. A little bit about my teaching philosophy, just making sure that you get the best out of everything that we put here for you, that you get the principles that we want you to take away, learning how to do a policy paper, learning better how to critically and analyze bills, laws, and be able to put that to paper to advocate more effectively for yourself or for your clients or for your organization. That's really what this is all about. And so you walking away being able to have improved your writing, finding where your strengths are and finding the areas that you need to improve, and then moving on to the next class, that's the goal here. One thing about the Social Welfare Policy and Services class, just about every week, every module, it's almost a course in itself. So a lot of the weeks and modules as we go through them, we're jumping from if it's mental health and substance abuse issues or child welfare issues or aging and gerontology or housing. All of them, each week is almost a course in itself. So you get a chance to kind of get an overview of all the different areas in the social work career field. And then a lot of the courses that we offer here where you would go in more detail as you go up in your senior courses in the undergraduate program and as you go on into the MSW program as well. Finally, I always dedicate my class to one of my former students. Some of you may know her if you were here at the university a year or two ago. Lisette Sordo, she was a social work student here. She was also in my class, and she died tragically crossing the street here at UTA, crossing Cooper and Abram Street. She was on her way to the social work building, and unfortunately she was struck by a vehicle. And Lisette was very, very highly strong and advocating for things that were the right thing to do. She was a humanitarian and activist. I used to joke with her about being a vegan. We make jokes and discussing on what you can and can't do. Lisette's parents, her mother came here from El Salvador, escaping tragedy in the Civil War when she was pregnant with Lisette. And Lisette was a very kind soul who definitely was on set to make a difference. And so I dedicate my teaching to her and in helping to influence the next generation of leaders in the social work career field. So again, thank you and welcome to the course. I ask you again to take a look at the syllabus. Make sure you read through that, understand the assignments. Look as I begin to load up the modules. The first two are up. I'll be loading up more of them in the next few days. And again, I'll send out announcements when major assignments information are posted, such as the City Hall, Town Hall paper, all of the policy papers, and of course the quizzes. Thank you and have a very safe semester, and I'm glad you were part of the course.